Welcome to New Possibilities. I speak truth to power without fear. So recently, Gladys Knight has agreed to sing the national anthem during the Super Bowl. Also, you have rapper Big Boi from Outkast who's agreed to perform, and you have rapper Travis Scott who's agreed to perform as well. In this video, I want to explain to you why I have a problem with this and why most black people should have a problem with this. You all understand what happened to Colin Kaepernick. The brother played for the San Francisco 49ers. He led a protest against police brutality during the playing of the national anthem. During the football games, the brother initially would remain seated and would not stand during the playing of the national anthem. Then later on, he decided to take a knee during the playing of the national anthem, and some football players joined him. And the reason why he had this protest was to protest against police brutality. We have a situation in this country where police are able to kill black people and literally get away with murder. Time and time again, we've seen this before, where a black man or a black woman will be killed by these police and there will be no justice. One of the biggest examples of this is Eric Garner, the brother who was choked to death in New York City, choked to death. And it was captured on video, and this guy's killer remains free today. The officer who killed that brother remains free today. And we all seen, what happened in Chicago, where you had these police officers conspire to cover up the murder of Laquan McDonald. And these officers recently got off from those charges. So time and time again, we see a situation where police brutalize black people and they get away with it. And this brother said enough is enough, and he decided to hold a protest. I mean, how can you sing about the land of the free and the home of the brave when black people are still killed by people who are supposed to protect and serve? They're killed by them and there is no justice. So this brother held a silent protest that received a lot of attention. And the brother became a free agent after he left the San Francisco 49ers. No football team picked him up. And basically, this brother has filed a complaint accusing NFL owners of colluding to prevent this brother from getting another job in the NFL. And they're basically blackballing this brother, blacklisting this brother, persecuting this brother for speaking truth to power, for protesting during the playing of the national anthem. That's what they have done. Players with far less skills, far less of an impressive record as he has, have been signed to various NFL teams. This is about persecuting this brother for taking a stand against police brutality. This is about making an example of this brother, trying to break him into, instill fear in football players' hearts so they won't have a heart to speak out about these type of social justice issues or to take a bold, courageous stand. That's what this is about. Make no mistake about it. And the fact that you have, this situation where this brother is being blackballed, that is not just about him as an individual. It's about the NFL and their view when it comes to black people in this whole fight against police brutality. If they thought it was an important issue, they wouldn't have persecuted this brother for protesting against police brutality. They would have commended him. They would have celebrated him, just like many other social justice groups are doing today, celebrating Colin Kaepernick for his courage, for his sacrifice. That's what the NFL would be doing, especially given the fact that many of the players on these teams are African American. But instead of doing that, the NFL decided to persecute this brother. And by persecuting this brother, the NFL has shown that it doesn't give a damn about black people. And because of that, because of the treatment of this brother Colin Kaepernick, because of the NFL's blatant disregard of this very important issue of police brutality, because of that, We should not support the NFL. We shouldn't watch the NFL games. We shouldn't go to the NFL games. We shouldn't buy any NFL merchandise at all. We should boycott, period. And that's not just us as ordinary citizens, but that also includes our celebrities, our entertainers. They should boycott the NFL until the NFL does right by the brother Colin Kaepernick and the black community. That's what they should do. Just like during the times when our people were humiliated during Jim Crow, when they were forced to sit in the back of the bus. The people said to hell with that. After the sister Rosa Parks got arrested for standing up by sitting down, by refusing to have those people, force her out of her seat. When they saw that situation, that bold, courageous example of the sister Rosa Parks and how she was arrested for standing on the truth, standing on freedom, justice, and equality, they said, we have to stand with the sister. So they boycotted the bus company for over a year. They sacrificed for over a year. And all we're asking people to do now is to not watch a football game. That's a small sacrifice compared to the sacrifice of our ancestors and elders. Having to walk to work, having to carpool to work and stuff like that. Going without the convenience of public transportation. That's what they were willing to do for what they believed in. But today's generation isn't willing to make any kind of sacrifices. You can't even get these people to stop watching a football game. I go on my Facebook page and I'm seeing all these people talk about these damn football games. And I understand it is less of a sacrifice for me because I'm not an enthusiastic football fan or anything like that. I watch football from time to time, but I'm not one of these people that is all wrapped up into football. But even if I was, even those people who are, that's a small sacrifice in the big scheme of things. And you have many courageous black people who understand the importance of sacrifice, who are going without watching these games, even though they love football. I have coworkers who love football, but they have decided that they're not watching the game. That's a small sacrifice compared to what our ancestors have sacrificed. But it's like we're so easily divided and manipulated, man. Shouldn't a single black person be participating in the Super Bowl, man? They shouldn't be performing. They shouldn't be singing that national anthem. They should force the NFL to rely on non-white people for entertainment. That would send a message. But today people are easily manipulated and exploited. So you got the sister Gladys Knight, who's basically sold out. You got this guy, Big Boi, who's sold out. You got this Travis Scott who's sold out. And these people try to ease their conscience by talking about the NFL's foundation, their social impact program and stuff like that. That's a good thing that they have social impact programs and stuff like that. I'm not taking away from that, but don't let that distract you from the point. Don't let that distract you from the main point, that they have blackballed this brother, they have persecuted this brother, they have crucified this brother, and they have shown us that they don't give a damn about police brutality. But yet and still, you're going to allow them to trick you by making you focus on some social impact programs that they claim to have, instead of on this core issue that affects us today, this issue of police brutality. So, yeah, I just think that it's a shame that you have sellouts in our community. And I know that Gladys Knight, according to what I've heard, she's done a lot in terms of civil rights, the civil rights movement. And people can have a great legacy. Why ruin that legacy by violating this boycott that many in the social justice community are calling for? A boycott that many in the black community are calling for. Why jeopardize your entire civil rights legacy so that you can sing a song at a sporting event? Your legacy has to be more precious than that. It has to be more important to you than being on a stage and singing the national anthem. You talked about uniting people around that. You can't unite people when you have a football league that is still blackballing this brother, still persecuting this brother for speaking out on issues of importance to our community. That's not no real unity. And I think at the end of the day, man, there have to be consequences for these people that sell out our community. See, as long as there are no consequences, these people will feel like they can sell out at any time, and they will continue to sell out in our community. People who sell out should be ostracized. They should not receive any financial support from the black community, period. No support for their movies or their music or none of that stuff. But I know a lot of our people aren't willing to sacrifice, and that's why these people can sell out like this. You know, you got this guy, R. Kelly, who's done all kinds of despicable things to black women and girls, but yet and still, black people are still buying his music. Yet and still, even black women are going to his concerts and supporting this man. I saw one report where one of these women, you know, some of these women were talking about he should take them hostage. Like they were chanting this to show their support for R. Kelly. We are not willing to make sacrifices, unfortunately, and that's why we continue to be in the position that we're in as a community. That's why we continue to be disrespected in this country and in this world. So anyway, man, tell me what y'all think. Please rate, comment, and subscribe. Peace.